Happy New Year.
We need to talk. Toastmaster Dan Wallace. I'm sorry, you got away with that. You should know how I'm feeling, Ty Patrick.
You did know what?
How I'm feeling.
Absolutely. You can tell by the look of this man's face how he's feeling. I mean, sometimes he's just growling at you. And he's just looking at you with such intensity, you just shiver. But you know, the times, he can be a lovable teddy bear. And I gotta tell you what, those times, you don't want to be a man and be around him. Because he will give you a hug. Well, I won't even go there. I can just say that the feelings are abundant when he is overflowing, and that New Year feel comes out, and he just wants to hug and kiss. And so you do know when you look at a person's face exactly what they're feeling. If you're in tune with other people. Oh, Toastmasters.
You talk too much, Toastmaster Benitez.
Thank you very much for that table topic. And yes, I do blab a lot. I blab in abundance, surpassing the amount of necessary babble. It's been a tough week for me this week. I have to leave. I have a 9 o'clock doctor's appointment. But this past week, I got a kidney stone. And I can empathize now with all the women in the room because I know what it is to give labor. It was terrible. 4 hours, 24 hours in the ER. I thought I was going to have to go into surgery, but luckily I passed, and so here I am. Abundance and a lot of talking. That's what I do. Thank you. And I'll keep going on if you want me to, because I haven't heard the green or the yellow. All right, so I'll never hear it. It's a lie. Are you giving this table topic? Thank you.
My apologies, sometimes they just come out.
You can't help yourself.
You're just better with the kids than I am, Toastmaster Eggleton.
Morning.
Morning. Well, actually, I probably am better with the kids. I have 2 wonderful children who are 19 and 17, and actually, I have my kids almost full-time. So my ex-husband lives overseas. We lived overseas for a number of years, and I came back to the United States, and he stayed on. So my kids only see their dad a few times a year. So I'm very close to the kids, and know a little bit more about what they need. And so yeah, I guess that is one of those things. Although, to give my ex-husband credit, he does keep in touch with them, and he does stay in contact, despite the distance.
Good job,
Treasurer, she will be allowed to write a check for that. You're just like my ex, Toastmaster Sean Bucker.
It's a hard one. Tracy didn't have a man for me. So, I'm not going to use the tabletop today. I want to take this brief moment to say something that's in the news right now. Everybody's watching this debate in Congress over the speakership, and even Republicans are hating on this group of 20 guys, 20 men and women, who are fighting for a cause. And nobody is talking about what the causes are. You know, it's crazy stuff like no more omnibus spending bills that are 4,000 pages long given to the congressman 20 minutes before they have to vote. It's crazy stuff like putting the power back into the congressman's hands and taking it out of the speaker's hands. It's crazy stuff like the division of the money that the party gets to who it goes to. Look behind the scenes. Read what these demands are. These people are actual patriots who are trying to put Congress back to the way it was before Newt Gingrich, who I actually like, consolidated all the power into a very tight group of people who control everything that happens in Congress. If you actually believe in democracy, look into what's going on, and you might want to support these people in their fight. Thank you.
You're becoming your mother.
Oh.
Toastmaster Linda Miller.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Good morning. So yes, my hubby does have a tendency to become his mother. All the time, and I call him out on it. But before the holidays, I have a nephew who wasn't so lucky in life. He watched his father pass away in front of him. It's very sad. So we've come this far. He is an older teenager. I was visiting him with a stocking stuffer, and he had a brilliant idea to go ahead and pull a ball that I gave him and throw it at me before I was looking to catch it. And it struck me in the eye. And what I wanted to say at that very moment was, how can you be so foolish? Why didn't you think before you did that? But use your words wisely, because they will damage a person's soul forever. I have gone to the eye doctor several times. I do not have a detached retina. I went last night. I still see halos because I was dilated, but it did not affect my nephew. Thank goodness. He is good today. We are good with our words, and my husband does act like his mom sometimes.
Just to clarify, these are phrases or words coming from your spouse, not about your spouse. So, keep that in mind. I want a divorce. Toastmaster Tim Taylor.
I knew you were going to give me that one. I knew it. You know, I have been married for 39 years. Wow. This summer will be 40 years. There have been an abundance of problems and things to overcome, but you can overcome anything. If you care about each other and you respect each other, there's literally nothing that you cannot overcome. It is difficult. I've had 3 kids, I've raised 3 kids through college, and they're all in their careers and they're all doing well. So nothing is impossible if you care about each other. You know, your mother-in-law, though, is another story. I love my mother-in-law, but however, men typically have issues with their mother-in-law. Last year, I thought I would do something very abundant. I gave her a funeral plot for Christmas. And she got very upset. And this year, I didn't give her anything. And she said, "Why didn't you give me something?" And I said, "Because you didn't use what I gave you last year."
You never let me do what I want. Toastmaster Benjamin Arrudio.
Good morning,
Good morning.
describe just my actual situation.
Let's hear
My
it.
prophet. I don't believe that is reality. Because even though I am in the 80, it is my wife that expends all the money. And therefore, she can get whatever she wants until I am broke. But she can go about and buy whatever she wants. So this is not really an issue. Although sometimes I go shopping and I buy something for her, and you know, that it is so difficult to find something for a woman. If you find something very nice, a pair of shoes, oh, that color, I don't like it. I like a blouse, no, I like fuchsia. I don't know what fuchsia is, but it must be a color. And this is why there's so many abundant examples I'm going to say now.
people hit a dry spell, Benjamin has an abundance of words. Good man. You can't understand what I'm going through. Toastmaster Jeff Rufinine.
Free.
First of all, I want to thank our Toastmaster for these light-hearted, what a wonderful way to unite us and help us appreciate our significant others in the opposite sex. So thank you. Positivity. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Who said that? It would say Stephen Covey. It was actually St. Francis of Assisi who said it first. But don't we have that desire? When we get up and speak, we want to be heard. We want people to understand the pain of kidney stones to the point that we'll talk about it compared to childbirth, which my mom, who gave birth to me and my brother, said kidney stones, the pain was worse. And when I experienced it, I don't have anything to benchmark it against, but when they asked me at the VA what the pain level was, I said it's a 9. The only reason it's not a 10 is because you're not stabbing me in the eye and I'm not on fire. But don't we want to be understood? And we come here to Toastmasters. There are things like DISC, there are these profiles, there are abundance of behavioral and personality tools we could use just to understand ourselves and the other people so we can speak the language that they can hear. And what a wonderful way to practice that. Even if we're getting an abundance of negativity with the table topics today, we can practice it here and try to turn it into a positive. Thank you.
Would Sergeant at Arms please get some baby powder for Jeff? Wait! What did you say? Toastmaster Ivan Lisko-Brad.
Liban.
What did I say? Honey, our flight's canceled.
Oh, Southwest.
Southwest, exactly. Before the pandemic, my girlfriend at the time, wife now, we had planned 4 separate trips. One to Colorado to see a band play in their 20th anniversary tour. One to Beijing, China. One to Iceland, Reykjavik, and one to Spain. All across a year time frame. We didn't make any of those trips. The pandemic hit, and we were locked down. But guess what? That allowed us time together, time to get to know each other better. And that's when we got married and had our little COVID baby.
All right.
You never help around the house. Toastmaster Linda Flores.
Good morning, Toastmasters, I guess.
Good morning.
You never help around the house. That is something that my husband has never said. Because he's the one that never helps around the house. And you know what? That's fine by me, because I love to do my cleaning a certain way, and he sort of doesn't. So therefore, he would never say that to me. One thing he would say is, honey, you never listen to a word I say, which is true. But it's a give and take, and thankfully we've been married for 20 years. So there must be some sort of understanding between us.
You need to calm down. Toastmaster Carson Schaefer.
Who, me?
You?
I start conversations with my wife by saying, see, you've learned, by saying, hey, honey, and she always starts our conversations with, for the 3rd time! I don't understand why I can't hear her. She talks so quietly. We've been married 32 years. not where Tim is. And sometimes it feels like 10,000, but other times it only feels like 1,000. And she's put up with me for so long. What was the question?
You need to calm down.
I married a nurse. And when I married her, she was a psychiatric nurse over at Amistad, and she could take a 17-year-old having a psychotic episode, put him in a straitjacket, and whap him with Thorazine. She knows how to calm me down.
Yeah.
I can say that if you're ADD, OCD, bouncing off the walls, your best bet is marry a nurse. They'll do everything. It's just amazing. It's the best thing I ever did. I highly recommend it.
That's not my job, Toastmaster Fowler.
Morning.
Morning.
It's not my job. She does a lot of work around the house. And she actually does say, why aren't you doing more? She's probably saying that is your job to finally step it up, LaRue. You're too busy making hot sauce. Clean up after yourself in the kitchen. That is your job. Enough of this mess. I tell her, you know what, you can't handle the heat. Find something else to eat, all right?
I'm fine. Toastmaster Delaney.
Good, glad to hear it.
When you ask your wife how she's doing, she says, I'm fine, you know she's not. And there's an abundance of things I could talk about here. One thing I want to ask is, anyone besides Carlos here hearing colors from the back table?
Well, man.
Where can I go from here?
Hold me up.
I'm on new medication, so. When I was dating before my first wife, I took home a woman I liked and introduced her to my mother. She liked her. I mean, she didn't like her because she didn't have the same cooking skills. So I dated a new woman and brought her home to see my mother. She didn't like her because she didn't like the same clothing style. This went on about 3 or 4 more times, and I finally found a woman that my mother liked, her cooking style, her clothing style. She loved everything about her. My father couldn't stand her. And that's as abundant as I'm going to get.
I got it.
If you don't like it, leave. Toastmaster Ramirez.
Oh, you are up. Let's go back.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters
Good
again.
morning.
So this is from the perspective of my husband, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
If I don't like it, leave?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, he would never say that. Never in a million years would he say, if you don't like it, leave. Because he knows I would jump at that opportunity. So that is a bet he would not take. In fact, sometimes I probably have goaded him to say it, but he won't. I would probably be the one to say, if you don't like it, leave. And I know he wouldn't leave. So that is it. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters.
This is our last topic. We're out of money. Toastmaster Kathleen Lakadoo. Excuse me?
I had a roll.
He has a roll.
Toastmaster Richards.
Jordan's in the back.
Jordan's in the back. Jordan has a roll. Okay, we're calling that a day.
All right.
Timer. Thank you, Ty.